sir, that you're trespassing on private land.
Private land. Oh, yes, private land. You mean belonging not to everyone? Such concepts really did exist then. Does it not confuse you?
Could be a gypsy. Looks strange enough. But I'd know what they was about. Look more like a loony. Escape, probably dangerous. I'd watch yourself. Or get a gun, if you see what I mean.
Explain yourself at once. What errand brings you here?
Errand? Yes. My only errand is to see, to touch and smell, to breathe. Nothing special. Just passing through, really.
I have little patience for such answers.
I don't see where patience comes into it. You have all the time in the world. At least, I have all the time. You have all the world.
Is it possible we might get on better if we conversed in French?
I assure you I'm not a French spy. My name is Timmis. I'm from Cumbria.
If you mean Cumberland, that is also my home county. I know it extremely well. And never before have I seen a man or woman who looks like no one who sounds like you.
I say he's French and we hang him. Though, they cut their heads off over there.
Oh, shut up, man. I ask you for the last time. Where are you from?
I repeat, Cumbria. It's against the rules. But I'm tempted to carry out an experiment. Tell you the literal truth.
I earnestly advise you to do so for your own good. Time travel is, I suppose, something in our day and age we understand the idea about, but we don't know anything more about the physical reality of it than Dalton would. And certainly he wouldn't have enjoyed the concept of time travel.
You're not going to believe this. I'm from the England that exists nearly 2 centuries in your future. I'm a student of history. I specialize in Roman Britain. I'm on my first field trip, traveling to ancient Mancunium in a machine which moves through time, just as one of your cars moves through coaches, moves through space. Now, if you can grasp that, the rest is easy. I'm dressed like this so that I can mingle with the people of the 3rd century. It's my first solo trip. My instructions were to proceed directly to the 3rd century. But when I saw that I had reached the early 19th century, I couldn't resist the temptation to stop, see what the Manchester area looked like before the Echo Death. Now, what do you think of that?
I think it is very fortunate for you that I'm a man of God. Otherwise I should strike you down with McCain for offering such an insult to my intelligence.
That's a perfectly natural reaction. I should have known that you wouldn't be able to understand the concepts. I should have realized they were beyond you.
On the contrary, I understand perfectly. I simply do not believe this preposterous fairy tale about traveling in time and Mancunium and
Echo Death.
That's the name we give to the widespread destruction of the natural environment by chemical and atomic pollution. Within a comparatively short space of time, this beautiful country of yours will be converted into a lifeless, stinking wasteland. My country. A near sterile desert. We have technology but no resources. People scavenge for food. The water poisons us and makes the people impotent. We are dying a slow death. How could the past have been so criminally stupid?
For Dalton, the atom was immutable. It was the final. God created the world. God created the world ultimately consisting of its smallest particles, the atom. The atom could not be split. Period.
I wandered for some time with this madman. It was strange, for I found what he was saying compelling, almost spellbinding. And yet it was blasphemy and almost gibberish.
You mentioned atomic pollution. How come you know about atomic particles?
Atoms aren't particles. They're made up of other particles of... I don't even know that I should be telling you this. Protons, neutrons, that's the core. Electrons circle them. Then there are positrons, mesons, neutrinos, quarks.
This is a trick, isn't it? Some malicious hoaxster has sent you here on the pretext of meeting me by accident to pour verbal poison on my life's work. Now, out with it. Who sent you?
I've already told you how and why Who are you, anyway?
It's Mr. John Dalton, that is, Frenchy.
The John Dalton. The scientist.
You can cease your play acting, you scoundrel. I demand to know who sent you.
All I have to say to you, Mr. Dalton, and I'm sorry about this, is that your work, chemical and atomic theory, will be largely responsible for destroying my world. I know also that you're an eminent naturalist. And that's ironic, because you are one of nature's chief executioners.
Dalton was part of a tradition which perhaps is only just finishing over the last 200 years, which said that all learning was in itself good. And it was, I suppose, the whole idea that somebody came along and suggested that knowledge, that study, that investigation could itself lead to the ultimate destruction of the world was totally abhorrent to him.
Go while you can and inform your master that the wage he gave you was not worth the considerable risk to your life.
But I've been telling you the truth. Why can't you accept it?
You're a liar. You're a foul and malevolent liar. But your words can't harm me. What I do is for the good.
For the good. Let me tell you what lies ahead for you. You're going to be one of the most notable scientists of all time. Oh, yes. Life will be good to the great John Dalton. But as a direct result of your precious life's work, future generations of children grow up without knowing what a simple flower of the field looks like.
This is your final warning. Leave this place.
Well, go quietly, and be thankful you can do so, as to revert back to my original opinion that you're a wandering madman or a spy.
Letting the Frenchy go, then? He were going to shoot. Had something in his hand.
The copse was small and easy to search. There was nothing beyond it except the river, which nobody could cross without being clearly visible to me. As I moved through the trees, my fear that I was about to chance upon a bloody corpse was gradually displaced by an even greater dread, one which did not bear contemplation. What shall I do? I wondered. What is to become of me, dear God, if I find nothing at all?
Brissy old Dalton. Comes out the copse looking white as a sheet. Says I'm not to tell nothing to nobody, or I might find myself on the end of a rope. He comes back the next day, gives me this tin casket. Says I'm to hide it for safekeeping. So I buried it. Never saw him after that.
At the ship's maximum temporal displacement, only 1 minute of body time would elapse before he arrived at the year from which he had departed. He reached the door, stepped hesitantly into a world which had been bequeathed to him by men long dead. Then he fell to its sterile and sulphurous soil, and in a few seconds, he too was dead.
That was the last celebration program in the present series.
For someone you care about, gold is the perfect gift, and the perfect place to find it is Beaverbrooks. Beaverbrooks have a magic touch with gold, and there are thousands of beautiful gifts in diamonds and precious stones too, because Beaverbrooks are the gold specialists. They can afford to keep their prices low, so you can afford to give a little magic this Christmas. The Gold Specialists.
Old Masters disappeared.
The butler?
No, Old Masters.
Oh, you mean those ghastly paintings?
No, damn it, Old Masters, those liqueur thingies.
Oh, the chocolate liqueurs. Don't worry, Henry, I'm sure they'll turn up.
Old Master Chocolate Liqueurs by Tobler.
There's no better tasting British sherry.
Hello, come on in.
Nice to see you.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Let the warmth come through.
The first thing that the homeopaths have got to do is have got to play the game according to the rules. I think they've got to demonstrate that homeopathic potencies, preferably the high potencies, in other words, the high dilutions, do work under proper, controlled, and double-blind, preferably, conditions. They have argued